You're watching WYLN TV 35. Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Paula Dagnan. A multi-car pileup caused a stretch of Interstate 81 to be closed down today in Schuylkill County. The Schuylkill County Deputy Coroner has confirmed 3 people died in the crash that happened as a snow squall was going through the area. A dozen more were taken to area hospitals for treatment. It happened just after 10:30 this morning near mile marker 116 near the Minersville exit in Foster Township. Several tractor trailers were involved and crews were on the scene putting out fires. Estimates were 20 to 40 vehicles may have been involved during the incident, and crews are still on the scene. And spring weather can be unpredictable and produce snow squalls with low visibility, just like you saw there today in Schuylkill County. That's why PennDOT is reminding drivers keep alert for sudden squalls, which can strike without warning. If you do find yourself in that situation, PennDOT advises motorists to slow down gradually and turn both your headlights and hazard lights on. During whiteouts, come to a complete stop, but only when you can safely pull off the roadway, and don't stop in the flow of traffic. That could cause a chain reaction collision. It's also advised to keep a small emergency kit inside your vehicle that contains food, water, necessary medication, a blanket, and even a small shovel. While PennDOT recommends not traveling during these winter storms, motorists can check conditions on roadways by visiting 511pa.com. Hazleton police have issued an arrest warrant for a Wapwallopan man. Narcotics officers were conducting surveillance on the city's south side when they observed persons in a silver Toyota Corolla engaging in suspected drug activity. Officers attempted to conduct a traffic stop on the vehicle when it took off at a high rate of speed. 32-year-old Joshua Hovenchek was behind the wheel and pulled over, allowing his front seat passenger to get out of the vehicle and surrender. Hovenchak once again took off at a high rate of speed. That led police to Interstate 81, where the chase was called off for public safety reasons. The warrant was issued this morning for Hovenchak, who also had an active bench warrant out of the Columbia County Sheriff's Office for a probation violation. Anyone with information on his whereabouts is asked to call 911 or the Hazleton Police Department's tip line at 570-450-2080. All calls remain confidential. 2 drug arrests were made by the narcotics detectives and parole officers. 33-year-old Sean Perry of Lake Ariel was arrested for possessing multiple items of drug paraphernalia while sitting in a parked vehicle near the intersection of West 22nd Street and North Vine Street. Perry was then taken into custody and was in possession of items used to prepare fentanyl when he then handed over to Hazleton Police Patrol officers. 36-year-old Joel Gabbiati was also apprehended by detectives on a bench warrant. He was found within a store near the vehicle. The bench warrant placed on Gabbiati was for failure to appear at the Cambria County Court, with the original charges of robbery were issued by the Johnstown Police Department. Gabbiati was transported to the Luzerne County Correctional Facility, where he now awaits transfer back to Cambria County. Weapon scanners that are used in NFL stadiums and amusement parks will soon be used at Hazleton area's 3 high school buildings. The Hazleton Area School Board came to an agreement to buy a system that finds concealed weapons. It's worth over $1 million. Evolve Technology, which is a subdivision of Motorola, makes the scanner and, in a video created by them, says the system can scan 1,000 people in 15 minutes. As students pass through the scanners, they can show any type of weapon a student might be carrying in their backpack or purse. And with this new system, students will no longer have to stand in bad weather while waiting to go through the metal detectors. The system is also portable, so it will be used at big events such as basketball games. Luzerne County Council plans to vote on the Luzerne County manager position tomorrow night. That vote had been postponed from last week's council session. The county home rule charter says one of the 3 finalists needs to receive 7 votes from the 11 council members. If none of them were to receive that number, a new search will then go on for a county manager, and new applicants would be screened. The 3 finalists are County Manager Romilda Cromacamo, David Johnston, and Randy Robertson. Wilkes-Barre Mayor George Brown met last week with the new owners of the Sherman Hills apartment complex. He was joined by Councilman Bill Barrett, who met with representatives from Indelible Housing Incorporated, who purchased the complex earlier this year for $27 million. Sherman Hills has been no stranger to violence over the years, and that's why the Brown administration wants to hear from both the new owners and the residents on how to make the complex safer. Some of the suggestions include adding better lighting and around-the-clock guard station where residents would be issued an ID card in order to enter the building. Indelible Housing plans on renovating the 344-unit low-income housing complex for around $16 million. Catalytic converters, once again, have been reported stolen from area vehicles, this time from McCarthy Tire Service in Hazel Township. According to state police, it happened sometime late last week between Thursday evening and Friday morning. Anyone with information is again asked to contact local police. Police in Luzerne County are searching for a woman wanted on retail theft charges. 31-year-old Shantisha Gray of New York was arrested by Wilkes-Barre Township Police back on March 16th for criminal conspiracy and retail theft. She's described as 5 feet 3 inches tall, weighing around 130 pounds, and anyone with information on her whereabouts is being asked to call 911 or message the Wilkes-Barre Township Police Department on their Facebook page. A Columbia County woman was indicted by a federal grand jury on charges of tax evasion, bank fraud, and identity theft. 60-year-old Linda Tarlecki of Artees allegedly embezzled around $160,000 from 2013 through 2017 when she was an employee and township supervisor of Cunningham Township. Tarlecki allegedly wrote unauthorized checks to herself from the township's bank account and forged the signatures of other township supervisors on those checks. The case was investigated by the IRS and Pennsylvania State Police. If convicted, the maximum penalty under federal law for each tax count is 5 years in jail, a term of supervised release, and a fine. PennDOT, along with the Pennsylvania Turnpike Commission and Pennsylvania State Police, want motorists to practice safe driving this week. That comes from a statewide aggressive driving coordinated enforcement day that will take place Wednesday, March 30th. PennDOT always reminds drivers slow down, buckle up, and never drive distracted or impaired, but most importantly, staying calm and courteous while driving, that is crucial. In 2020, PennDOT saw a high number of aggressive driving crashes, with some of those crashes having fatalities. Troopers and law enforcement will be out enforcing speeding laws and other forms of aggressive driving, all in an attempt to reduce the number of aggressive driving crashes. Coming up on WYLN News, a Zoom progress update on the trail in Whitehaven. Plus, Hollywood came close to home at the Oscars. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the Wyln Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
My name is Alexander Benevo. I'm 12 years old, and this is your Wyln forecast for the week.
We want your child to be our Wyln Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on Wyln News and Wyln social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the Wyln News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today. Third Base Luncheonette, still making memories after all these years. SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
With Pennsylvania's ballot seemingly set, Republican candidates for governor are hitting the forum circuit, working to set themselves apart from a huge primary field. With 8 weeks to go in the campaign, candidates have been answering questions about energy, schools, and other national political themes at recent forums that have been held by local party organizations and numerous other groups. The 9-person field is bigger than any seen by Republicans in decades. By the way, the Pennsylvania primary election, May 17th. Expect to see changes made to the trailhead at both ends of Main Street in Whitehaven. The changes include numerous parking lots, boat launches, and a new access road near the Whitehaven Shopping Center. Currently, the trail is 141 miles, and once 3 major gaps in the trail system are closed, it'll stretch over 165 miles from Bristol in Bucks County to Wilkes-Barre. Updates on the trail will be given in a first-ever State of the Trail address being hosted by D&L Railroad via Zoom tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. It was a significant win in the Oscars last night because it had a tie to our area. An award given for Best Supporting Actor to Troy Kotsur for his work in the movie Coda. Despite being born and raised in Arizona, his family is from Hazleton, and he still has relatives who live here. What makes winning the award even more special is that Kotsur is the first deaf actor to win an Oscar and the second deaf person to win an Academy Award. The first, Marlee Matlin in 1986 for her role in Children of a Lesser God, and she also co-starred with Troy in Coda. This year's March Madness has many underdog teams making their run in the tournament as the 4 top teams are left in the 2022 NCAA tournament bracket. All 4 teams have won at least 3 national championships, and Saturday's 2022 final, 4 takes off with number 1 Kansas up against number 2 Villanova. The second matchup, the first time these teams will meet in the NCAA tourney, number 2 Duke taking on number 8 North Carolina. The Tar Heels have the chance to put Duke's head coach Mike Krzyzewski in retirement in the height of the rivalry, with both programs having 11 all-time appearances in the national championship game. You can tell sports is not my forte. Coming up on Oakdale's News Choice, a visit to New Roots Recovery. Plus, we're leading the way. Chris Barrett from the Pocono Mountain Vacation Bureau, Part 1. Stay with us.
When emergency strikes, trust your care to the all-new ER at Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton. With a facility that's now twice the size. Experienced nurses who see you right away. A quick assessment process makes sure you get the care you need. Advanced technology on site. Safe, private treatment rooms, and a peace of mind that only this level of care can bring. When it matters most, trust your partner in emergency care. Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton.
Membership opportunities are now available at the Valley Country Club, 79 Country Club Lane in Sugarloaf. Clubhouse upgrades are in progress and will be ready for the spring. Call Frank Radis for details at 570-233-5328.
If you're looking for an affordable pre-owned car or truck, Chura's Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, dependable, and quality vehicles. Stop in 610 North Broad Street, West Hazleton, 570-454-7229.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
Turn up the heat with Swords Cold Delivery, family-owned and operated, serving Hazleton and surrounding areas. Call 570-599-9355 to schedule your delivery. Swords is accepting new customers. Bilingual operators are available.
Two Italian Guys Pizzeria. 3 West Diamond Avenue in Hazleton has all your favorites, from pizza, hoagies, salads, entrees, wings, and sides. Always made with the freshest ingredients. Call them at 570-459-2783.
There's no better place to shoot than Whitetail Preserve. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 for more information. Wyln programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online.
Welcome to Community and You here on WYLN. I'm Julia Wiegand, and today we are on location at New Roots Recovery Support Center at 81 South Church Street in Hazleton. And today I am here with a certified recovery specialist. How are you doing, Leslie?
Hi, I'm doing awesome.
That's great. So today we are here to talk about New Roots Recovery. I know you guys are in Wilkes-Barre currently, and this Hazleton branch is new, and you guys are about to go off in Tamaqua as well.
Yes, super exciting. We're expanding and we're having the ability to help a lot of people.
So along those lines of helping people, what do you guys do here for those that come to you for your services?
What we do is through our own lived experiences, we help people with substance use disorder and people in recovery just gather resources, and we help them, take the proper steps of getting their life back together.
Now, what are some of the services that you guys offer to those who need assistance?
Peer support being one of them. We offer meetings of all kinds, 12 steps, things like that. We help them with life skills, and sometimes we're just the shoulder to get them through today.
Now, specifically with you, Leslie, as a certified recovery specialist, what is your role here?
I, on the day-to-day, assist people with transportation, job services, even something as simple as accessing their email. And we talk about coping skills, life skills, just about anything and everything to get their foot in the right direction.
It seems like you guys over here and at all your locations are very one-on-one with everyone that comes in.
Yes. We always take the time to meet with them one-on-one, go over their personal goal plan list, and then a plan of attack.
Now, speaking of that plan of attack, if someone is watching this and may be interested, whether it's for themselves or for a loved one, what are some of the first steps that they should take?
The first step is walking through that door. As soon as they come in, they're welcomed with open arms. We go over their goals, what they may need, and we go from there. At this point, there's nothing that we haven't been able to do for our members.
It's amazing to hear, though. So what is one of the big messages that you'd like people watching out there to really take away about your guys' place?
Well, the biggest thing is don't be scared to walk through the door. Being in recovery for 6 years myself, asking for help and walking through the door has been pinnacle in my recovery, because normally you don't know what resources are out there, and there are things like college and transportation and outreach and things like that that are just available at your fingertips. You just need to know where to go, hence the Resource Center.
Now, what do your hours look like here?
We are 9 to 5. We also facilitate outside meetings into the evening. And generally, our CRSs are available to our members even into the evening or on a 24-hour service if they need.
It's amazing. It seems like you guys really, support and really establish with the people that come in for help where they can plant their new roots.
Exactly. That's what it's about.
Well, thank you so much, Leslie, for meeting with us.
Awesome. Thank you.
And thank you, everybody watching out there. Remember, it's never too late, and do not be afraid to get help. The first step is walking right through their door. We'll see you next time in Community and You here on Wyln.
You always get a feel-good shopping experience at Grand Central in Hazleton.
Have you ever experienced that super pushy salesperson who follows you all around? Not here.
Or wandered around that big box store looking for help in the appliance department, only to find the pink guy? Not here.
And we have an experienced, courteous sales staff here to help you find the perfect mattress, piece of furniture, or appliance with no pressure.
And don't forget, everyday low prices.
You always get a feel-good shopping experience at Grand Central in Hazleton.
BLB Auto Sales, a division of Barbush Automotive. BLB has deals that can't be beat. They carry trucks, vans, SUVs, sedans, and sports cars, and all at the lowest prices. Barbush Automotive can handle all vehicle repairs since they do it all. Check out their specials: oil change and filter, just $19.95. Alignment, $49.95. Professional and good people. Call 570-454-7571.
SHERMAN at Jimmy's.
We are too!
When you see news happening in your neighborhood, call WYLN News at 570-459-1869 or email us at news@wylntv.com or send us a message on social media through Facebook. WYLN, we're your local network.
Like and follow WYLN News on Facebook for the midday WYLN News update, posted between noon and 2 p.m. Tomorrow's care starts today with Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton, your ER partner.
WYLN's going behind the scenes to learn more about the lives and goals of our local leaders, and Chris Barrett from the Pocono Mountain Visitors Bureau is leading the way again into part 1 of this week's series.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Leading the Way, where we explore the backstories of those paving NEPA toward a better future. This week, we're joined by Chris Barrett, CEO and President at the Pocono Mountain Visitors Bureau. Chris, thanks for stopping in to chat with us.
Tracy, thanks so much for having me. I've been really looking forward to it.
Let's start with your earlier years. Tell us about growing up, what you did as a kid, what your dreams and aspirations were.
I loved growing up in Hazleton. Everybody knew everyone. We went out when the sun came up, and then when the sun came down, everybody came home. We played all day. We played sports. We were outside all the time. We enjoyed each other's company, and it was a great time growing up here in the 70s and 80s. So I went to Catholic grade school and then went to Bishop Hafey High School, if everybody remembers that, and graduated from Bishop Hafey in 1980, and I also went to the Votech school as well while I was in high school.
And what did you do in Votech?
Electronics, of all things.
Okay.
So I had a jig of wires and stuff like that.
Any sports? You said you were involved in sports. Have activities, hobbies?
I love baseball. I love basketball. I played all through high school, and I actually coached it when my son became older. I really love sports, and we all played sports. I mean, we played sports all day long. You know, we were just outside all the time before the age of electronics, and it was just great. It was just great getting to know the neighborhoods, great getting to know all the kids in neighborhoods, and cementing real long-term relationships. And I read all the time. Anything I could get my hands on, I read every book that I could. So reading, being outside, and entertaining ourselves, that's kind of what we did.
Was there a favorite hangout?
Oh gosh, there was a small gas station called Little Joe's Garage that was right on 20th Street, Alter and 20th, and it was an old-time gas station, two pumps, 3 service bays. It's not open, and he had a candy store in there with the old-time, oh my gosh, circulating water that cooled the bottles. So we used to get candy and drink soda. It was a great time. It was a lovely time to grow up. It really was.
What were some of your dreams and aspirations as far as what you wanted to do?
I think the first thing was I knew intrinsically that an education was important. So that's why I think I read a lot, and the more I read, the more I became more interested in educating myself. And my grandmom raised me, so she was an immigrant at the time. She really wasn't aware what it was, but she understood that it was important. So she spoke Italian a lot of the time, and a lot of people think Hazleton really now is speaking Spanish, and a lot of folks moving, it's the first time it's happened. It really hasn't. I mean, Hazleton has always been a mix of a lot of different cultures and people coming from Europe and other backgrounds. So she still spoke Italian fluently, but she knew that it was important for me to go to school. So I started at Penn State Hazleton, and it just from there I finished my education, and it was a great place to start a college education. Was right here in Hazleton.
To be young again.
Yes.
Check back tomorrow night as Chris continues leading the way into part 2 of this week's segment. Good night.
And that's the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest on our Facebook page, YouTube page, or at WYLNTV.com. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next, right here on WYLN TV.
You're watching WYLN TV 35.
On this episode of Off the Beaten Path, we check out the Budweiser Clydesdale horses as they ride into northeastern Pennsylvania. We taste some of the best wings around